Once you go on Twitter, there's so many rules like in the then you can just get so confused.
That's the whole thing about friendships. It's also about growing.
Together.
Exactly, as friends, and that's how you show love to your friend as well. You can't have a person that's your everything. And that's why you need the love from the different people in your life.
When you get to experience so much love at home, it makes you not accept like the bare minimum. And
that is another thing, to be honest with yourself.
So,
admit when you did wrong or caused harm to someone else.
It is
the month of
love. L is for the way you look at me. O
is for the only one I see.
V
is very, very
extraordinary. E
is even more than anyone can adore.
Subscribe, guys. Welcome to another episode, guys.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the month of love. This episode is all about love, and we thought we'd just have a chat about what it means to us, what we think of it. Do we need it? Can we live without it? Do we hate it? What's going on?
And all types of love.
True.
Let's get into it.
So, all types of... What does the month of love mean to you?
Damn, we're just getting right into it.
You know this,
Yeah, honestly, I think the first thing that comes to mind is like romantic love, I think, because that's what's being promoted and all of that. But I think I would like to just reframe it to be like just love in general, because I think sometimes we don't get to actually just sit and think. Like, I feel like life is moving so fast, so I think it's also a nice time, like, about self-love and like maybe friendship, family. I think it's also a good time to highlight those things. But honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is romantic love.
And do you celebrate that?
Yes, I
do. Yeah. Okay, no, I agree. I feel the same. I share the same sentiment. It's just that with me, I don't celebrate it.
Valentine's Day.
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I can say happy Valley Valley
to
the people that celebrate it, but for me, it's honestly not a big deal. And I think it's from like high school. Just stressed me out because like
for real.
It's just because I remember in high school, I had a boyfriend and he celebrated Valentine's Day. And girl, I was broke. And I know that, like, as you said, social media or the marketing industry or whatever makes it seem like it's just about the ladies. But at the time, I had a man who was like, I also want a Valentine's Day. And I was like, I don't have a job. So I kind of sort of hated it from there. And then I met a man's who doesn't care about Valentine's. I said, that's my guy.
No.
So yeah.
I love Valentine's Day. I think I just like any reason to celebrate something. So it's like it's just fun. And like, I know you say like you don't have money at the time, but for me it's even like a handwritten note or something, like literally just to get some time to actually, like, I think like the year goes by, it's like but like now it's like, okay, fam, like, okay, here's 14 reasons why I love you.
14 reasons why.
So it's like, I think it's just something fun and cute, and for me there's no harm in celebrating. I know people say, it's like it's from the corporates, they're just trying to get more money or whatever. But it's like, guys, it's just cute. Let's just celebrate once in a while.
We don't celebrate Valentine's every day. No, but I wanted to ask you, like, okay, we like starting off with the romantic side, as in having a romantic partner and celebrating Valentine's Day. How did that feel, or how did you deal with that when you were single?
You get on social media like, Valentine is coming.
Hey,
where's your boyfriend? I don't know. I think I don't really think much about it because it was just like, okay, like,
it is what it is.
So I honestly didn't really. I had no thoughts. Like, people are celebrating, good for them. But like, now that I'm here and I can't celebrate, I'm like, okay, let's go. So so it also, like, it depends, like, where you are in your life. Like how you said in high school, you're like, it's not really making sense at that time. So I think it's also like, maybe this year I celebrated, next year I'm like, there's a lot going on. So
And so now you say you celebrated. And does he have to ask you to be his Valentine?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just asking because I'm just trying to understand. Like,
It's just like fun, guys. Like that's just how I see it. Just a cute, fun thing. Like if he wanted me to ask, I would. Like, but it's like I am the one that wants it, you know. So I think it's like honestly with relationships, it's also like the relationship is between the two people.
True.
So you guys can get to decide, like, okay, you don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day, cool. You guys don't buy flowers, cool. Like it's between the two of you guys. So I think because there's so many, like once you go on Twitter, there's so many rules, like in Dr. Mass, then you can just get so confused and feel so much pressure. But just it's all about you and what you want, and then that's what even makes you realize, like, okay, this am I happy in this relationship? Am I getting what I want? And yeah, so it's about the two of you guys.
No, I agree because I read Bumile Daba's book, How Did You Get Here? Yeah, I think that's what the title is. And then in one of the chapters, she mentioned that her and Brandon focused on, they just ended up doing things according to how they wanted to do it. Because as you said, there's so many rules, there's so many guidelines like on social media. And she's just like, no, do you. And I know we all know this, but because social media and we've got all this information easily available in your face, sometimes you get influenced and feel like for example, like all of a sudden I get annoyed at my husband because he doesn't ask me to be his Valentine, but I don't even believe in it or celebrate it.
Real.
Understand? But I think it's great that if you do celebrate it, but always remember that, or always go back to why you're celebrating it. Not because so far to celebrating it, all of a sudden I want to celebrate it now.
Yeah, that's why I think actually Valentine's is a good time also for like self-love. Because I think before you go to like friendships and family and relationships, whatever, you need to know and love yourself first. Like, I don't think that self-love replaces love from other people.
Correct.
But I think
it's a different kind of love.
It's a different kind of love, but I think that's where it all starts. You need to know yourself, and just like love yourself, guys. And it's not an easy journey. I think it takes time and like growth and all of these things. But I think it's always important to also like, maybe guys, here's a challenge from us this month. Take some time to maybe like journal or something. Take some time for yourself and celebrate yourself. And I think that's something that's so important, whether you're single or in a relationship and anything. Because I think also sometimes maybe when people get into relationships, they kind of forget a little bit of themselves.
Yes, so that actually happens because you're pouring so much into the other person and then you forget to pour into your own cup, and then all of a sudden you don't recognize yourself. You know, I think that's a very good point because, as you say, we've got all these different kinds of love from your partner, love from your parents, your siblings, your friends, your relatives, and self-love are different types of love. It's like almost like a pizza, and it's divided to make it whole.
Okay.
Just think about food now. But so I feel the same because you can get lost, especially if you don't know yourself or know who you are. And I think like the words self-love and self-care are thrown around like recklessly. Because I had to think, like, what exactly does self-love mean to me? It doesn't just mean
like
bubble baths and candles, you know.
Buy my candle, guys.
Yes, please, guys. So, like, that's another thing, because I had to understand that self-love is, for example, if I'm not in the mood of having a conversation with someone, or I don't have the strength, and set that boundary. Not that you're being mean or you don't care about that person, but at that moment you choose yourself. You know, self-love is doing things that make you happy. Self-love is taking care of your body, because that's what's a big thing, you know, for me. Like, I love myself so much, I'm going to do this for myself. So I think that's a great point that you've mentioned. And it comes in different aspects for different people. And that's why you need to spend time with yourself to get to know yourself, get to know yourself and learn to love yourself. Because, as you say, you see social media, you see people setting up their bubble baths with their... And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
If that works for you, do you?
I love taking a bubble bath.
So I think that's a good point. But I remember you and I having a conversation in terms of friendships. And love that we get from our friends. How do you feel about them? Because I remember, I'll never forget this for the rest of my life, forever and ever. When you said, we are so quick to cut off our friends as females. I don't know how the boys do it. But when it comes to forgiving your romantic partner, you give him so many chances, or you give her so many chances. So like, why do you think that is? That when it comes to that kind of, I know it's not a conversation about friendship, but love for friends.
I don't know. But I would say, I think it's just how we place like the value on different relationships. I think also sometimes when people get into a relationship, then like the friendships kind of slide off. So I think it's just realizing that your friends are important too, like just as important as like your romantic partner. Like, yes, probably when you have a romantic partner, you have to like build a life with them that you wouldn't do with like friends and so on. But I think friendships are so important and play such a huge part in our lives as well. So I think just like, I think also maybe if it means you going to remind yourself like, hey, I need to, like, my friends are important too, like I need to make time for them, or like realize like, you know, people make mistakes, and just so I think it's just like that constant reminder. I don't know how, like, why we do that, but I think you just need to get to a point where you just need to like make sure that you're enforcing that for yourself and saying like, oh, okay, no, like this time I'm gonna give this person a chance, or
No, so in terms of friendship part, I agree that obviously you're not gonna be like, guys, bye, I'm out of here, I got a man's, or I've got a partner. But I think another thing I personally struggled with is when I'm in a relationship and my closest friend my closest friends or even you are not in a relationship. And it's going to happen that we're going to spend less time because I have a person that I'm building with or in a relationship with. I'm not saying I'm cutting you off, but it's inevitable. It's going to happen. I mean, you can attest to this. So, like, I think that's another thing that we need to understand as friends, that if your friend is experiencing that, it's not that they're cutting you off. Obviously, you'll observe and check, is it really, like, toxic or not. But need to understand that that person is also building with that person. They're not going to be as available as they used to be. And as a friend, you support them and you understand and you adjust to that kind of friendship, because that's the whole thing about friendships. It's also about growing, you know,
together.
Exactly, as friends, and showing, and that's how you show love to your friend as well. So I think with me, the biggest challenge is having to adjust, because my friends and I were at different levels when it came to our romantic relationships. You know, you don't want to lose those friendships, but you also need to prioritize this relationship or this marriage that you're building or working on.
We got a marriage here, guys. Let's see the ring. Head over to our YouTube, guys, if you are listening to this. But
yeah, so I think that's a good point, that you do need good friends. You do need the love from friends, and that's something you cannot get from your romantic partner as well. Yes, that's your friend as well, but I know that I can't go shopping with him. I can't do that. I know other people have, you know, the full package sort of. Sorry, I remember I was listening to a podcast, and I forgot who was interviewing Michelle Obama, and she was saying that she struggled a lot in the beginning of her marriage because she thought that Barack Obama was supposed to be her everything, like her protector, her, you know, the person that she gossips with, the person that gives her advice on the type of hairpiece she's supposed to get on her head. And she then realized, like, he's not supposed to be. You can't have a person that's your everything. And that's why you need the love from the different people in your lives. So
drops mic. Thanks, guys.
So, like, another big one I think for the both of us is the love that we receive.
Sister.
Let's talk about sibling love.
For me, honestly, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. I think I got like a best friend from since I was born. So I think it was really it's been one of the greatest things for me, because it's like my sister is my friend and my business partner, my podcast. I'm not supposed to be everything, but I think it's been really great, like the relationship that we have, that we get to have these different aspects within our relationship. So I think sibling love is also so important.
And it's also a blessing, because when you listen to the stories out there, not a lot of people are close to their siblings or with their siblings. And we're not saying that our relationship is perfect. We have our ups and downs. But I think we've grown and we've chosen each other all the time.
Yeah.
And that's how any relationship goes.
Yeah, I think that's like an important part of
Love.
love and relationships. It's like choosing that person. So that's why you kind of need to know yourself, so that you know, like, okay, if this and this happens, am I still willing to choose this person?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
then you know what your boundaries are, and where you like to realize, actually, now I can't move forward because you've crossed this thing where
Yes,
it's
yes,
just
yes.
too much for me. So yeah.
Nah, you're my bestie. I love you, Frankie.
I'm gonna yeah. I'm
gotta
gonna
lick it.
yeah. Gonna add a timestamp and everything.
No, I appreciate our friendship and our relationship and our siblingship, siblingville, and it means a lot to me. Yeah, like honestly, I mean, like I bounce off ideas with you. I share my moments, my successes, my failures. We brainstorm on so many things.
Yeah.
We grow together. We run together. We, and it's been such a great journey. But as we said, it's not perfect, and that's the thing. We keep choosing each other and showing up for each other as well. So I think it's the main thing with love and relationships. It's about growth. And as you said, setting your boundaries and knowing how far you're willing to go. Because as Katy Perry said, if you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. I think that's what she said.
Yeah. Which song that one?
Nobody ever smart like that.
Interesting. Good, guys, let us know if you know the song. Drop it in the comment section.
Yeah. And when it comes to love from our parents, let's talk about my minority.
Her. I know they're listening, they're watching, everything on all platforms. So shout out to them.
Shout out. So how do you feel about that, the love that we've received from our parents?
Yeah, I think I've been super grateful and lucky. I think it's also something that like it doesn't always happen. So I think we have like a really close family, and our parents just support us with everything that we do. Whether like, and I do a lot of things. Like I do content, I run half marathons. I like, there's nothing that I don't do, and they'll support me with everything that I do. And I think that's also such a big thing. And I think also, like, I've seen like jokes on Twitter, people say like, oh, okay, like I can't accept this from a romantic partner because I'm loved at home, but that's been so real, because like when you get to like experience so much love at home, it makes you not accept like the bare minimum once you go outside, because you're like, my parents love me at home, like I like so I think also when you were mentioning earlier about having like siblings and friends, whatever, I think that's also like so important to have like these different spaces where you can experience love, so that once you get into a romantic relationship, you're not just accepting the bare minimum, because it's like, oh, okay. And unfortunately, sometimes that's what happens for some people. But obviously, like if you listen to this podcast and you can like sit down, reflect a little bit, maybe you can look out for that. But yeah, I think love from our parents has been really great. Like they just support everything that I do. They're always there to listen, everything. So major shout out to them.
Yeah, no, I feel that they set the foundation for us. And we always talk with Umami, that's our mother. We call her Mami and Daddy. So she's always mentioned that it's not just about financial support or money. And I think, I appreciate that they have taught us that and showed us that love is not just...
True, and I think us having that example growing up, like seeing people that are in love, and so we got to see that growing up, and it's like, oh, I want that for myself as well.
Yes. No, they definitely set the foundation, and I think both our parents and our relatives, like the love that we receive from our cousins, our aunts and uncles. Like I remember when you were on radio, you posted you shared the poster, and when I look at my status, I was like, is it her birthday or something? Everyone had like that whole poster, and I was like, this means so much. The support and the love that's coming here, like coming from everyone, is so genuine, because everyone is rooting for you. And when you see that, you also show up. If you're a good person, you show up for those people as well. That's how it works.
Yeah, because like I've always just wanted to say that, when people say like, oh, when you start a business and stuff, like people are like wanting your downfall or something. but I think I've been so lucky to have so many people around me support me. Like, just an example that I like to make with my candle business, like my friends, family, my boyfriend, everyone like supports me, like whether it's buying, whether it's sharing, whether it's leaving a comment, whether like, so I've been so lucky to be surrounded by people that really just show up for me and show that, like, because like when something means a lot to me, then they also support that as well. And I think
yes, because they know that it's all about you and it's for you, and anything that relates to you, they are rooting for that. No, I agree. No, but I think it's great to take a moment to realize that love is not just
romantic,
romantic, like honesty, and we need to move away from that, because it causes a lot of people to feel lonely when they are single and do not work, or they don't work on the other relationships in their lives, because they think that that is the main goal. You understand? We're not saying it's wrong if that's what you want. Obviously, that's up to you. But the main thing is just to realize that it would suck to neglect everyone around you because you're searching for that one person, and when you find that person, it's not enough.
True. And I think another thing is that sometimes it's like the relationships are at different levels at different points in your life.
Yes.
Like, so I think also, not like with anything else, I think we need to realize that unfortunately this is life. They might, like, we're all trying to get to a point where every relationship is like perfect, we're happy, but this is life, and sometimes that's not going to happen. So sometimes your friendships are really doing well, but you're single, or the other way around, or something. So I think at that time, really appreciate what's good, you know. Like, don't say like, oh, now I don't have a boyfriend, or but your friends are like, hey girl,
your friends
like
are there,
checking up on you every day, doing that. So it's like just also appreciate the people that are around you and see where you, like, I think what I really did last year is kind of reflect, so just reflect and then see like, what am I also doing wrong, because it's so easy to say
to be person.
So it's like, oh, these people are not giving me attention, these people are doing this, but it's like, what am I doing wrong as well? Because like relationships are also work. Like, I know we don't like to say it, and we're always like, no, like if it's real, it should be easy.
It's not.
You know,
it's not like that.
So it's like relationships are also work. All kinds of relationship. You like, it's what do always people always say, like,
give and take.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, it's not just always like, this person didn't do this. Like, what did you do? You know.
Yes.
So also, like, I think when you care about someone, then then you're willing to do those things as well for them. Like, then it's not always just about you. Then you're also like, oh, what do they need or want from me, and how can I give that to them as well?
Sure. And I agree on that, because I feel that another thing that we need to work on, or I think it could work best as a guidance, are the love languages. Know your love language. Know your people's love languages.
What's your love language?
My love language is words of affirmation.
Love you, girl. You're the best.
I love it.
Quality time.
Sure.
So mine is quality time. I keep asking to be invited to a pool party.
I invited you to a pool party. You didn't rock out yesterday, did you?
But that's what you do. But my love language is quality time.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think when I was reading the book, The 5 Love Languages, one of the chapters focused on, obviously, your personal love language. And I know this is supposed to be obvious, but like, the next person's love language is not your love language. And I struggled with that a lot.
It is a tough one, because when you just think about yourself, you're like, I want someone to do this for me, so I'm gonna do that for them. But it's like, no, girl, like, give me words of affirmation. And I'm like, let's spend time together. Let's do a sleepover. Let's do whatever, you know. So it is really tough, because like, I think, I don't know how to explain it, but like, you don't know. I know how it feels to be me and want what I want. I have no idea how it is to feel like, oh, I want words of affirmation. It's like, no, if you're here with me, like that's enough affirmation for me, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it is a really tough one, but that's why it's so important to actually have those conversations
It is.
as well. And I think
Yeah.
also with any relationship, it's important to have conversations.
Any relationship.
Because and guys, like if you really care about people, like I think that's like even might be like the biggest form of love. Just letting them know, like, hey, I really care about you, but I don't like it when you do one, two, three.
Yeah.
Like I think that's really okay. I think people have this idea that if you like want to keep someone in your life, whatever, you can't say those things
You
to
don't
them.
want to hurt them.
Yeah, but I think that's the big. If you really want to build a relationship, there's no way you can make it happen without calling out things that you're not happy with, because they just build up and they stay inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No,
I think
agree.
communication and just being open and having space to like be open and share those things.
Yeah, and I agree, because when you said communication, there's no way you're gonna know how the next person is feeling,
Yeah.
what they appreciate, what they don't like about how you treat them. I mean, it goes with the saying that to be loved is to be known.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way.
I love that. I love that so much. I think that really like changed like when I read that somewhere.
So probably TikTok.
I think yeah, like last year. Hey, you know TikTok like yellow cap theory, burnt toast. Hey, they're gonna say podcast mic theory. It's only just a theory.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I saw that, I think it really changed my perspective. It was sometime last year, and I was going through stuff.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah, but I was
honestly.
like, you know what? That's so real. Like, that's
When a
so
person
real.
just rocks up, it's like, here, there's a bouquet of flowers. And you're like, not for me. Yeah, I like them, but it's not like the main thing. If you rock up with a Kit Kat for me, yeah.
That's the thing. It's
That's
all
not for
about
me.
knowing your person. Because someone is just wishing for a Kit Kat, and you show up with a bouquet of roses that cost like
yes,
3,000
exactly.
rand,
And I'm like, what?
can I just get some chocolate? Like, so I think,
Exactly,
yeah. But I love flowers.
She definitely loves flowers, guys. If you want to send us anything,
Send us
hit us up.
flowers. But yeah, I think that is like just knowing the person, or like, guys, this is all aspects, like whether it's friendships, family, or whatever, it's with people you love and care about in your life. It's just being able to communicate with them and just knowing what they like, what they love languages are. Yeah, so what they want from me.
Yeah.
Like,
And
what do you want? What do you want? Yeah.
which one is that one? No, but I certainly agree on that, and I feel that a lot of people might not experience the love that we've experienced, or have. Yeah, we're just super blessed,
Yeah.
and as we grow and we get older, your life is in your hands.
Yeah.
So yes, some people might have traumas that they have to deal with, but at the end of the day, it's your life and it's in your hands, and you choose how to live it from today.
True.
You understand?
And back to self-love, guys. Go to therapy, guys. Like, I go to therapy, and I think it's really good, like, to really get to know yourself, to heal those traumas. And yeah, it's been a really like eye-opening experience. Like having, like, I think sometimes, like, as I said before, you never get a chance to, you're like, I'm this kind of person, you know. But it's not like, once you get to actually sit and think, or maybe if you can't go to therapy, if you can just like sit down and journal and say, like, you know, like, why did I respond like this and this when this person said this or did this, or like, so just knowing yourself. Like, as I said when we started, I think that's the foundation, and that makes it better for you to, like, once you know, like, you know what, actually, like, I'm not going to accept this kind of thing. I'm like, actually, no, you know what, I was actually wrong in the situation. Let me go back and apologize.
Yeah.
So I think just knowing yourself, because otherwise if you never stop and take time to understand, like, who you are, what you're doing, and all of that, then it's like, it's never your fault. It's never, or you never really know, like, oh, is that what I wanted? I don't know, but I guess we're just moving.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I want to ask about therapy. I've never been to therapy.
Yeah.
I have nothing against it. I'm like on the fence,
Yeah.
you know. As a person who's attended therapy, like, how was it in the beginning? Is it an ongoing thing?
Yeah.
Is there a timeline? How does it work? Or how is it working
Yeah.
for you?
So for me, it wasn't like something that was like recommended or anything. So I just wanted to like one of my goals for the year was like, what was it, like for my mental health or like self-care, stuff like that. So like, okay, let me go to therapy. So it wasn't something that was um prescribed. So I think in those cases maybe they would tell you how often to go.
Sure.
So when I started, I went once a month because it's also very expensive. I would have loved to go like every week or something, but it's also very expensive, especially when it's not prescribed and it's like then you have to pay out of your pocket. So that's unfortunate. But I know there's some like services that offer it for free or
yes.
So be on the lookout. Maybe if we can find any, we'll leave them in the like description. But
and some companies also offer that
at work.
So maybe check with your employer if they have that kind of service.
Yeah. So for me, I started off by going once a month. And then I was like, I'm good. So, but yeah, so once a month was good. I think it was just having that space to talk. And I opened up from the first day. I was like,
and
then the person like, okay, I was over, girl. Yeah, so it was good just having just like someone to talk to. Like, yes, we're discussing relationships. We have our family, we have our friends, we have all of this. So yes, if those people in your life, you can have conversations with them. That's great. But I think also in life, people are also dealing with their own stuff, and they don't always have the capacity to take your problems as well. So like for me, I think it was just a nice space for me to go and say, yo, like, and then without feeling like
you're burdening the next person.
Yeah. But I think also I hope I'm making it clear, like also like friendships and family,
they're there for that.
They're also there for that.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I think it was just I like.
Girl, you don't want to talk to me.
I talk to you. What's these rights? How? Oh, what talking the real person? But yeah. So I think it was just a nice space to, and it really helped me to get to know myself when I was going through some like difficult situations. Also like seeing like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right, girl. I was wrong here.
Sure.
You know, and
that is another thing, to be able to be honest with yourself and admit when you did wrong or caused harm to someone else, because we are so quick to be like, it's not me, to point the finger, but then you point one, pointing back at you.
So I think for me that was one of the biggest things that I took away, or that I've been taking away from therapy. Just having like, it's not always like, this is your fault.
Sure.
You know, it's like, no, actually, okay, this is, I don't like when they did that, or okay, and I don't like when I did that. You know, so yeah.
Okay, so do you love yourself more now?
I do. Like, not even as a joke. Sure. Like, I think it's been like, just good for my growth and my journey.
And I think, honestly, I've seen the fruits of the therapy sessions that you had because of the relationships around you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, yo, this girl is grown. It's not the frontal lobe, it's all the work that you've put in and making an effort to make things work around. Because I remember when we would have our outbursts. Yeah. We would have our, you know, now you can be like, okay, she's here. I'm here with the two part. I'm not just like not gonna talk to her. We still sit down here and there, or we're like, okay, actually, I'm sorry, I messed up. What do you mean by this? And then like the miscommunication kind of thing. We know how to deal with it, or we're learning how to deal with them better. But yeah, so I think that's the main thing about relationships and love, is that you communicate with your people, you support your people, you know what they want or how you can serve them, but also be very careful not to be taken advantage of. True. Because there are relationships where people take advantage of other people, and it just sucks. It is what it is. It's happening. It's life. But just know, Guti, as it's about to say, know where your boundaries are. And it's easy. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done, because you're like, I'm not gonna pass this line, and then it happens, and you're like, oh, it's not that bad. You know, you
learn from the mistakes. You're like, oh my gosh, I let myself go through the situation. Sure. I'm not gonna let it happen again. But I think for me, for all my relationships, it's been a journey of, it had to start from self-love. So just being able to like show up for myself and do things for me first allows me to now be able to pour into the different relationships.
I agree. Cheers to that. I don't know where your cup is, but cheers.
Cheers.
No, but I think that's pretty much it from us today. I know it seems like it's too deep, but love is good, love is kind, love is patient.
Yeah.
You know, and it's such a blessing to have that in your life and experience it, because life is too short and a lot is happening. But when you have people that root for you, when you have people that are always there, it is such a blessing. So stick to that. Show up for them as well. You know, it can't just be a one-sided relationship. That is not on. But yeah, I just want to say, happy Vali Vali.
Happy Valentine's Day. Let me try that again. Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Yeah, no, we hope that you enjoy the month of love, but also remember it's not just about a specific kind of love. It's about the love that you have that's surrounding you, all around you. So yeah.
And send this episode to someone you love.
Hey. Thanks, guys. Thank you. And please show us some love in the comments, by liking, by sharing, by giving reviews. We'd really appreciate it. We love having these chats, and it would be nice to know if you guys love having us, chatting.
We love you.
Hey, we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Catch you in the next one. Bye.